Welcome to TalkNorth.com. Thanks to our longtime producer, Brandon Morton. Please download before you listen. If you'd like to advertise with us, you can reach us at talknorthpodcast@gmail.com. And please follow us on Twitter at TalkNorthPod. Two promo codes to be aware of. BiteSquad.com. Use the promo code TalkNorth to get your first delivery free. And go to SodaStick.com, the great local apparel company. Use the promo code YouBetcha to get free shipping on any sized order.
Roy, I'm in Long Island covering the PGA Championship, and Brooks Koepka's out there. You know, he's probably a right-handed version of you. Just hits it long and straight and makes his putt. He makes the game look simple.
You know, I'm a right-handed version of me, too, and it doesn't...
Oh, I didn't realize you played golf right-handed. For some reason, I didn't do as a lefty.
No, I'm right-handed. I do everything right-handed except... against right-handed pitching, I'd hit left-handed, but that was about it.
Wow. Well, anyway, did you, when you played for the Yankees, ever get out and see Bethpage Black or ever get to play any golf on Long Island? Because I'm really taken with the course and the complex and the state parks out here.
I never have. As a matter of fact, I didn't really play any golf during the season. You know, playing every day and in the baseball gig, so I didn't play a whole lot of golf. But no, it would have been fun to go out and watch out there. I envy you being able to see the best guys in the world play that golf course.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. So anyway, we have a lot of Twins stuff to talk about. This is the Roy Smalley Show. Roy Smalley's Chin Music on TalkNorth.com. We have a first place baseball team to talk about. Also, I'll alert our listeners that I have a big piece on Dave St. Peter, the Twins president. It'll be in the Sunday paper. Dave kind of opened himself up to me. I think it'll be interesting stuff for Twins fans. But let's start here. First of all, thank you to Berry Coffee, berrycoffee.com. Steve Brem sent the beautiful coffee machine to my house along with some Bull Run blend, and I'm very happy to be here at the PGA, but I really can't wait to get home and drink some of it because it's like the best gift anybody's ever given, you know?
Who set it up for you?
Actually, there was a team of 18 outside consultants came in and said, I can't do anything for myself.
What techie did you have figure out the coffee maker for you?
Oh man. I wish I could do things for myself, but I can't. I just write, I can function I can type into a word processor. That's about my only life skill. So I have other people to do everything. But I can't wait to get back and have that. Thanks again to Steve and Berry Coffee for setting that up. We'll tell you more about their company later. Thanks also to Tony Hoaglund, your State Farm agent at Champlin. And remember, use Bite Squad, promo code TalkNorth for your first delivery fee waived, but keep using it after that. It's a great service. Makes life really easy. All right. So I remember, earlier this decade, I spent a lot of time with Sano and Buxton. I went to Buxton's hometown. I wrote tons of pieces about them. I found that Twins executives talked about them in a way they had never talked about prospects. Even Joe Mauer, they knew he was going to be great, but they didn't really play it up. These two, they told people, and these guys are like 18 years old. Hey, these guys are going to be great. Watch for them. We might now be close to a situation where you have Buxton and Sano playing well, healthy, playing together for a first place team. This could be fascinating.
It's actually the best of all possible worlds right now because we may, to your point, finally be entering the Buxton and Sano era Twins baseball. And yet they don't have to feel like they're entering it. There are a pile of guys in the lineup that can carry the load. No focus has to be solely on either one or both of those guys, even though we're looking forward to this being the Buxton Sano era. So they can start their era without the added pressure of having everyone saying we can't be any good unless those guys are good. We're in a situation now where if and when those guys are good, boy, the team gets really good.
Yeah, and it's also very interesting, the timing. Nelson Cruz goes on to say, we're recording this on Friday afternoon. intending this for the topics we discussed to be live for the next 5 days or so. But Nelson Cruz goes on the disabled list this afternoon, and it happens the day after Sano makes his season debut and hits 2 doubles and looks very comfortable with himself. And, listen, you don't want to lose Nelson Cruz. You want to have him available to you. He is your main DH. But they lose Nelson Cruz at a time when Sano can play third base, Marwin Gonzalez can play third base or DH, Sano can DH, Crone can move around and DH. I mean, that's how deep this team is right now. That Cruz might have been their most important figure the first month and a half. They lose him, and it might not hurt them right now immediately.
Yeah, it's really by degrees, isn't it? I mean, it will hurt to not have Nelson Cruz in the lineup. I mean, it can't help but hurt. It's not as good a lineup with him not in there. But there are a number of guys that can pick up the slack, and it kind of accentuates how great it's going to be when everybody's healthy. It's going to be some lineup, and if Byron continues to swing the bat the way he is, and Sano's ready to hit in the big leagues the way we think that he's going to, it is some kind of good lineup.
Absolutely, and they're pounding the ball right now. Interesting development with Buxton. He has been a pretty good offensive player all year. We know he's a great defender. That's just who he is. He's been pretty productive. His OPS has been around 800 most of the season. He's hit a lot of doubles. And as a non-former big league hitting star like yourself, I looked at it and just said, okay, it's really good that he's been productive, that he's helped them win games. He's been on base. But I just felt like I would see pitches show up and he would either swing through them or he'd hit it someplace where his speed will allow him to turn into a double, or he'd kind of loop in a soft single. And I felt like, okay, yeah, this is all working, but I really think with his talent, that ball should go over the fence. And now, on Thursday night and Friday night, the ball went over the fence. What's different right now for him?
Well, I really think a lot of things with Byron Buxton are going to come to fruition, if you will, as he approaches 1,500 at-bats in the big leagues. And if he approaches those total number of at-bats with consecutively, if he stays injury-free this year, and he's approached, I think he's got, right around 1,200 at-bats, something like that. And we've talked about this before. That's kind of the number, right? I mean, guys start figuring it out. Big league players, young guys that are going to be big league players, start figuring out who they are and how they have to hit in the big leagues at around somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 at best, depending on the guy. There aren't a whole lot of Mike Trouts around, that burst on the scene and become sure Hall of Fame guys. And so I think with Byron, every at-bat that he has just gets him closer and closer to the mindset of, yeah, now I get it. And once that happens, the balls that he barrels up are going to happen more frequently. And when he barrels the ball up, it's going to go out of the ballpark periodically. Those pitches are just going to show up now. Then he won't be swinging and missing them or fouling them back. That's the big difference right now is between now and before, anytime before, is he's just not missing pitches that are in his wheelhouse. And I think that's going to get more and more consistent.
And the first time I ever heard that, maybe it takes 1,000, 1,500 bats for somebody to really start getting it. I remember talking to Tom Kelly and Terry Crowley back in 93, 94. They were talking about some of their young players, and they really started talking about it more like 90, as the decade grew on, it was going to be a rebuilding process. But that's the thing, is that you're right. Mike Trout kind of ruined it for Byron Buxton in that Byron Buxton comes on the scene as an incredibly talented young center fielder. He goes to the Midwest League and plays for a team in Iowa and almost duplicates Trout's accomplishments in that league. And we all got excited. I mean, and it wasn't just me. It wasn't just media. It was Tom Kelly, Terry Ryan, people who never rave about prospects. And we all expected, I don't know that we expected Byron to be exactly Mike Trout, but we expected a similar path, and injuries and maybe him getting called up at times when he wasn't quite ready, derailed him a bit. But man, I still don't think there's any reason not to have incredibly high expectations for both he and Sano at this point.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Sano hasn't had a injury-free consecutive at bat, 500 at bats in a row season yet. Byron hasn't, and Byron's mindset now and his adding a year of maturity and just a year of comfort. I mean, I can't overstate how important comfort is to a baseball player, and it's just being comfortable with the whole deal, the surroundings, the opposers, who you are as a hitter. It coincides. I think the reason that they talked about, we've talked about 1,000 to 1,500 at bats, is that it's about that time when a young player just takes a deep breath and says, and feels like, I know who I am. I belong here, and I know how and why I belong here, and this is what I do. And it's more than anything else, it's just being comfortable every day when you show up at the ballpark.
When I started drinking a lot of coffee, it was on the baseball beat, because you work until midnight, you get back to your hotel 1 o'clock, 1:30, you have trouble getting to sleep. I drank a lot of coffee because I needed the caffeine to get my butt moving in the morning or to be sharp at night when I was on deadline. And so I got in the habit of going to the coffee chain in every city or the closest coffee. And tell you what I just can't tell you how excited I am about having my own coffee machine in my house that really makes good coffee, and having Berry Coffee's Bull Run blend there. And the thing is that you can buy a great home brewer and high-end home coffee from Berry Coffee, and over time it's probably going to cost you a lot less than it would be going to the chain store and spending ridiculous prices for a 12-ounce cup of coffee that might not even be that good. So I'm really excited about this. We just moved into our house, got the Berry Coffee thing by FedEx, and I can't wait to go home and start enjoying that every morning.
Yeah, you're gonna be totally spoiled, as I am now. It's wonderful, wonderful coffee, and to be able to grind it and brew it all at the same time, you're in for a real treat. I've enjoyed mine for quite some time, as everybody knows on this program, and it's a wonderful thing.
Berry Coffee for your restaurant, your bar, your place of business, and also your home. Check out their equipment and their coffee, berrycoffee.com. Thanks again to Steve. I was concerned when the reports that Nelson Cruz had a sore wrist came out. To me, that's one, it's like a running back in a knee. A hitter just cannot function with a sore wrist, and sometimes sore wrists lead to hammates or other problems. I'm actually relieved they put him on the injured list. I did not want to see him messing with that.
Well, I agree wholeheartedly, and it's retroactive back 4 days, so he's got another, another 6 days or something. You just shut her down, right, and get that thing totally quiet, and then come back and start building back again. So I'm glad they did that as well. It gives us and them a chance potentially to take a look at Arias, the kid they called up, who by all accounts can put the bat on the ball as well. So it's going to be interesting. But in the meantime, to have Buxton swinging well, Sano back and looking like he feels comfortable, it's as I said, it's a fearsome lineup. C.J. Cron continues to impress me. I know about the 30 home runs and his home run power and all of that, but the quality of at-bats that he's been taking really has been impressive. And up and down the lineup, it's gotten very infectious. The guys go up and take good at-bats, and with that talent, the ability to hit the ball in the ballpark, we're seeing the results.
Let's talk about the bullpen. The bullpen has been the most unsettled part of the team. just in part because of the way they use relievers, in part because they aren't really all proven in the roles they're